Hello, welcome, and thank you for joining me today. My name's Colin from Colin Tutor Flowers, and today I'm going to be showing you how to make a flower ball to use as a wedding table centerpiece. They're also known as pomanders or kissing balls as well, and they can be used to really add some impact to a formal table centerpiece or some table decor. And for the smaller the pomanders, they can be carried tied round with a ribbon and carried by a bridesmaid or a flower girl, or you can hang them and use them as pew ends or to decorate a marquee. So it's quite a versatile design. Now I am actually recording this for the second time, I must tell you. I was originally going to do two designs, one in a agrawall ball and one in a plastic floral foam ball. And I did say the other day, well, I don't use plastic floral foam, but I found some in a cupboard, in an old box, and I thought I'd do a comparison between the two. So agrawall is a new product which is hailed as being more sustainable than the plastic floral foam, and it's not biodegradable. I want to be really clear about that some people are saying it's biodegradable, and it's not, but it's made from volcanic rock. So when it's disposed of, you're returning volcanic rock back to the environment, but it isn't biodegradable. Most of it isn't biodegradable. And so I started the video and I was full of enthusiasm that I was going to use the agrawall ball, and I found that I just couldn't get the stems into it. And the stems were breaking, they wouldn't go in. And as I pushed the stems in, it was squeezing the water out. So there was all this big puddle of water on the table as well. And I just had to abandon the recording because I was just sort of, I just couldn't use it. I just couldn't get the stems in. Probably I needed a guide stick to make a hole, but I found it just unworkable. So thank goodness, for comparison, I've got a floral foam ball here, and I'm going to have a go at using that. So what I've got here, this is a pillar candle holder. So this is a pillar candle, so it's the thicker pillar candles, and they make good plant containers because you've got a thicker base to secure your mechanics to, whatever you're going to use. So these come in pre-formed balls, and I didn't happen to have one. Like I say, these were just a couple of blocks that I found in a box. But yeah, normally they're pre-formed. But what I did was I stuck them together and cut them to a round shape, and tied them together with some string, and then I've secured it to the candle holder with a little bit of plastic florist tape. Now I think if you were transporting this, it would need to be secured perhaps with some wire or some more tape to really hold that in place. But I think if you were doing that in situ, that would be all right. And I didn't really want to have tape or wires around this bit here, because you know, when people are looking, you know, when they're sat at the table, they might see the mechanics. So anyway, so take two. I'm going to have a go now using plastic floral foam, and I'm quite sort of shocked that I've find myself in the position of using this. So I'm you know, a bit more confident that the flowers are going to go in much more easily. So I've got some lovely bouvardia here, spray roses, chrysanthemums, spray carnations, and if you were doing a bigger one of these, you would probably use, you know, the standard size chrysanthemums and standard carnations and big roses, and you'd better cover a big area quite quickly. So I've done a sort of a miniature version here with the spray roses and the spray carnations and the little button chrysanthemums. So it's a sort of a miniature version, really, of a bigger design. I've also got a little bit of hydrangea here. I'm a bit loath to use it, but you can actually cut these down, take off the individual bracts, and use those in this design as well. And I've got some hypericum berries as well. So yeah, so I'm just slightly, I was going to do two designs, one here with the bouvardia and one with the spray carnations, but I'm just going to double check to make sure these spray carnations will go into the foam satisfactorily. So cut them down quite short and just see. Yeah, they're going in fine. So they're quite difficult to get as well. But they have got very fine stems, so I'll just try again, just see if I can get that in. It's quite fiddly trying to get that in, so I think I probably won't use those. I think the bouvardia will look nice, so I'm going to go with the bouvardia. So let's just shove that in. That's going in nice and firm there. And what I'm going to do is, now I need to be a little bit mindful of the shape of the container. That's it, because so the ball shape, it's going to actually be, you know, quite a bit bigger than, so these need to come down so that round to the edge of the ball. So I'm going to do 3 round the bottom. That's it, that's all going in nicely. I'll put that in the wrong place for 3, that wants to go around there. And so this is much quicker to work with, I have to say, than doing it with the agra wall. So and that would be a factor for you if you were doing, you know, if you had a big wedding to do, you'd had 20 of these or something, you know, you would have to work really quickly, and I don't think you'd be able to actually do it using something that was taking so much time. So right, so I'm going to try and crack on with this nice and quickly now. And so what I'm going to do is, the bouvardia is the biggest thing, so I'm trying to spread that evenly across the design. Now I can see we've got another gap there, and this is the last bit of the bouvardia. And then fill in the gaps, which seems to be what floristry is all about, really. It's just getting a structure, getting a nice structure going, and then just going around and filling all the gaps. So yeah, that one looks a little bit, perhaps that's not quite right there, that could go down a bit more. So they're fairly evenly spread. It's not perfect by any means. That one could come out. Just trying to get, yeah, so I've got quite a big gap there, haven't I? So let's just have a look. So that could go in there, right in there. That's it there. So they're not, you know, it's not, you know, I could do with a couple more, but they're spread fairly evenly round the design there. So okay, so we've got those, and I'm going to try and arrange a little spray of flowers around around the so it's like some little sort of mini arrangements going on around the centre, you know, almost like some little hand ties. I've got some tiny little bits of Santolina there, and I just thought that would be nice if I can get that in. That's going in nice and easy. So this, if I can weave this Santolina in, this is actually going to be quite time consuming, but I think it's going to really make a big difference to put in a little bit of Santolina. This again has got very soft stems, so I don't know if I'm going to be able to use it, but it's going to give us a bit of texture, and maybe I won't be able to do it all over, but I think even if I just do it on this top spray here, it'll make it look much nicer. That's it. So just put, so I put that we've got the central flower there, and then it's almost like doing a little hand tied actually. You're just spiraling around the outside of it with some other plant material. So let's pop in a rose there, and that's it, that's going in much more easily now. So we had three, the central bit of bouvardia, then I did three little sprigs of Santolina around it, and now I'm doing three little roses. Now I've got a gap in the middle of that. I don't want to tip it up, but just in the middle there, that little spray of bouvardia's got a little gap in it. So what I'm going to do is just tuck into the bouvardia. Okay, oh, that's come out. I'm going to tuck in a little bit of hypericum there, just to fill up that little gap. So yeah, this is looking rather nice now. I feel like, oh gosh, that was a bit of a panic this morning, I have to say, when I started off, and I thought, oh no, this is terrible. It's not gonna work. And I do try to do my bit for the environment, and I have been sort of saying, you know, we mustn't use I have been saying that we mustn't use floral foam, and you know, so I was sort of very disappointed that that I wasn't able to use the aqua wool. I thought this was going to be the answer to all our problems. We were going to be able to use aqua wool instead of plastic foam. Anyway, so we're still. It looks like we're still back where we were. So anyway, I think this does need the grey of the Santolina, which is a bit of a nuisance because it's quite difficult to get the stems into the. It's got very, very soft stems, so they're a little bit tricky to get in. But this is going to give it a very textured look because these are going to be standing up above the other things. So I think that, you know, it's going to be worth doing. That is going to make it look rather lovely, I must say. So this is the little, I suppose this is one of the little touches that I like to add to a design, is some little bits of texture over the top of everything else. It does make it look much nicer. I'm finding it a bit difficult to get these stems in. They're very, very soft indeed. There we are. Yeah, especially for a wedding, something with a bit of texture. No, that won't go in. And I've just picked these little side bits off. These are off the bouvardia. They had a main flower with some little side stems on it. And these are going to be lovely to tuck in where there are little gaps, to just fill them up with these little bit of foliage there. Good. Okay, so that's coming on now. A bit more. So we've got the bouvardia. So what I've done there, I don't know if I dare tip it forward, but I've got the bouvardia in the middle, and then so I've just been arranging like some roses and some hypericum around the side. Now I'm just looking at the amount of plant material there, and we've got plenty of roses, but I'm just a little bit worried about the plant material lasting, being enough to cover the whole design. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use up, I think rather than diving in with some other things, I'm going to use the spray roses around the bouvardia, and then if there's any gaps I'll fill them up later with these other things. I thought the shades of pink on this didn't work quite so well. So okay, so let's go. Right, so just making a little ring of roses around each one of the bouvardia. So I'll probably try to do a three there around that. Oh, that was a bit short. I've spoiled that one. That's too cut that too short. So here we've got another bouvardia bloom, and I'm just arranging the roses around it I'm putting 3 spray roses round, and then I'll do another ring of 3 around the 3. Putting 3 little bits of hypericum. 1, 2, 3. Where are we? I've lost it now. So there's the bouvardia, and then just put 3 bits of hypericum around the outside. And these can sort of stick up over the top of the roses as well. I love working with this hypericum because you can just sort of pop it in. If you have a tiny little gap, you can just squeeze the hypericum in, and it just really gives it a nice effect. So there we are. So we're starting to fill it up now. Needs another rose there. That's it. Now that one's gone in a little bit too far, so I'm going to just put in another one with a longer stem there, so it's sort of level. That's it. Now there are some little gaps there still, but I'm going to get all these spray roses in first, and then we'll go back with the carnations. Oh, I might as well just show you now while I'm doing it. But with the spray carnations, there's like a little bit of a gap there, so I can just squeeze in a spray carnation there, and it just closes up the gap. Now it's interesting, we're getting these lines cut forming of roses, but I just noticed that there, but that's not deliberate. But that we've got this effect here with a line down there, so I'm not sure that I really like that. We might have to come back and revisit that. So I think the reason that's happened is that it needs an extra rose in there, not the spray chrysanthemum. So let's get that in and make a little circle around there. That's it. So okay, so we've got a ring going round there and a ring going round there. That's a bit better. So I don't know if you can see, I've made a circle of roses around there, and I haven't actually succeeded in doing this. Let's get that in there. And then we've got another circle of roses, so it's almost like we're covering it with these bigger patterns of flowers. And then I'll pop some different things need to go in between there to just to break that up. Now I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to just stop filming just for a moment, stop talking for a moment and carry on and finish the design, because it's taking quite a bit of time. But yeah, and then we'll come back in a minute when I've filled some more of it up. But it's just really just doing little, like making little sprays around the bouvardia, and then filling in the gaps. So I'll do a little bit more, and then and we'll catch up when I've done that. All right. So I'll speak to you very soon. So there it is, all finished. A flower ball suitable for a table centrepiece at a wedding or any sort of special occasion. All covered there in white roses with some pink touches as well, a few little pops of pink. You might like to do it all in one colour, but I think it just makes it a little bit more interesting to break it up with some other colours and some different plant material. So thank you for watching. Don't forget to check me out over on Instagram, and I've also got a free Floristry Basics Masterclass, which you can get if you click on the link down below. So anyway, thanks very much for joining me, and I'll see you again soon. Bye for now.